I gotta represent. I've been here, I've been sent from everybody I grew up with. Okay. Hello, everybody. I just saw this movie, Fences, and I'm actually struggling as what to say about it. It takes place in Pittsburgh, and I guess the 1950s, and it stars Denzel Washington and Viola Davis, and it's based on a play, and I guess um, Denzel Washington did the play, and it's a famous play, right? And he directed this movie. So I guess I should start with I thought they could have used a different director. Um, and why I say that is because um, I feel like Denzel just wanted to get the story out, and he wanted to get you to experience the actors, and the acting in this is fantastic. I can't. One thing you can't argue is that this is, to me at least, is it's incredibly well written and well acted. Um, but I struggle with the content and the lead character, and I guess the lead character would be the equivalent of like my grandfather's age. That's when he was growing up, and that was his time. And there was just such ignorance about the world. There was just a level of like, you know, justification and how society was and how you were trapped by the way society thought about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And you couldn't, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, who cares? Everyone is different. We're all on our own journey and we need to accept people. It wasn't that way. It was like, this is the way it should be. And if you operate outside of it, you risk being ostracized, or you risk, being homeless or whatever. There's just like all these fears and sort of like these societal understandings that are not positive. They're not like a positive thing, And so you go through this movie, and there's this guy who is sort of, Denzel Washington is like the lead character, and you're going through and you're being with him, and you're seeing who he is and why he is, and what he dealt with was like unbelievably difficult to like deal with, and well, in some sense do you understand why he is the way he is, and you do get that he's like trying his hardest, but he's in this trap, and the trap felt real, it felt authentic. These actors melted into the roles that they were playing, but the movie making side, this wasn't like a massive production with many scenes or anything like that. That's not what this is. This is about the actors and seeing the actors. I mean, literally there were probably 5 or 6 different sets the whole time. It's just, you can see the play in the movie. So it wasn't really like sort of expanded, and that's why I say maybe a different director would have done that. And then there were some visual cues. There were some interesting things they chose to do visually about about the movie and whatnot and so forth. But overall, I was thinking like, okay, if this was a play, it would, there's some certain things you accept, right? It's like, okay, in a play they're only going to show you these important sets, and this is what stuff's going to happen, and only on these sets, because they're limited. And when you're shooting a movie, you have unlimited space. Anyway, I don't want to harp on that too long. So my main criticism with the movie is that being with these people in their brains as it is it wasn't enjoyable for me. And I don't necessarily think it would be enjoyable for anyone to be with them and experience it. Yeah, and but the acting was extraordinary. The writing was extraordinary. I mean, it's like, how do you deal with it, and how does it? These outlandish and upsetting things happen, but they feel consistent with the story, and you don't think like, okay, this is too much. This is a bridge too far. Although, I mean, it does feel written. You know, like really, if you feel the writing, like it's like how it's almost like, okay, so this is what's happening. How can we make this more dramatic? How can we have this be more upsetting or more add more depth to what's going on here? Because it's basically a story of a family, an African American family or black family in the 1950s and what it was like. And I completely buy that that's what it was like. Anyway, I'm like repeating myself. So, I saw it with a buddy, and my buddy said, "Are you glad you saw this?" And I'm not sure. It's like, it was interesting. I didn't really enjoy myself seeing it, but I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. Viola Davis was extraordinary, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a Academy Award, for her for supporting actress or lead actress. I don't know, based on how they do it, what category she would qualify for, but she was miraculous, as she always is. And Denzel, I mean, he just becomes the character. It's not Denzel. It's like he's gifted. They also use some like symbolism that I didn't like, So, anyway, but overall, I mean, it's a quality movie. So I'm gonna give it. See, like the quality of it wants me to give it a higher score than my enjoyment of it. You know what I'm saying? So there's things that have a lot of quality that you don't necessarily enjoy, right? I mean, some people like escargot, and some people don't like it, and it's quality food. But if you don't like that, then it's not good food, So for me, I'm gonna give it an 80. I'm gonna give it an 80, and that's because I like a lot of it. I think writing like this needs to be in the cinema. I think they could have done more with it. That's why it doesn't get a higher grade. And again, acting, unbelievable. Writing, spectacular. Yeah. But that's it. All right. I love you. Thanks for watching my videos. Share my videos and come out with me and see a movie, and let's do this up together. Peace and love. Peace and love.